Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. During the reign of Emperor Taizong of Tang during the Zhenguan era, the Tang Empire was in a critical stage of recovery. Following the chaos and widespread warfare at the end of the Sui dynasty, the population had dramatically declined, leaving only a little over 2 million households by the early Zhenguan period. Emperor Taizong Li Shimin, as the supreme ruler of the empire, deeply understood the critical role population played in a nation's strength. To encourage population growth, he implemented a series of policies, among which the most remarkable was the reform that allowed elderly palace maids to leave the palace and marry. This policy offered new hope for the numerous long unmarried palace maids, while also providing opportunities for many single men in society to start families. The measure not only alleviated the issue of overcrowding in the imperial harem but also contributed to the nation's population growth. Alongside other population-promoting policies, the Tang dynasty saw a rapid population increase, laying a solid foundation for the prosperity of the subsequent High Tang period. Ultimately, the population of the Tang dynasty exceeded 52 million, ushering in a period of glorious flourishing. Historical records indicate that toward the end of the Sui dynasty, the empire had descended into chaos. Emperor Yang of Sui, obsessed with constructing grand projects and launching external military campaigns, implemented costly policies that caused widespread suffering among the populace. The construction of the Grand Canal, while becoming a marvel for the ages, came at the cost of countless civilian lives. 3 military expeditions against Goguryeo drained the treasury, further worsening the already precarious state of the Sui dynasty and leading to a complete loss of public support. Statistics show that in the 5th year of Emperor Yang's reign, the population of the empire stood at 8.9 million households. However, the fires of war consumed everything. By the time Li Yuan established the Tang dynasty, the population had plummeted to just 2 million households. This meant that in a few short years, approximately 30 million people were lost to the chaos of war, some perished on the battlefield, others succumbed to famine, and countless more became displaced wanderers without a home. When Li Shimin ascended to the throne, he faced a nation in ruins. Barren farmlands, a sharply reduced population, and a chaotic social order weighed heavily on the mind of this ambitious and capable emperor. He knew that to achieve the brilliance of the Tang Empire, it was essential first to ensure that the people could live in peace and stability. Without a population, there could be no farmers; without farmers, there could be no food; and without food, the nation could not function. As a wise emperor for the ages, Li Shimin introduced numerous measures to encourage population growth during his reign. In taxation, he adopted a system based on population, where landowners paid taxes proportionate to their landholdings. This approach was fairer and more reasonable than previous methods. The implementation of the equal field system ensured that the people had the means to settle and make a living. Furthermore, the phubbing system not only resolved issues of military defense but also provided dual identity security for farmers. During the agricultural off-season, they could participate in military training, both protecting the country and earning additional stipends. Reforms to the imperial examination system broke the monopoly of powerful aristocratic families, giving opportunities to talented individuals from humble backgrounds. This system facilitated social mobility and inspired enthusiasm among the populace. Li Shimin also placed great emphasis on the rule of law. Under his governance during the Zhenguan era, public security improved significantly, and stories of doors left unlocked at night became widespread. This stable social environment provided a foundational condition for population growth. However, policies alone were not enough. The most crucial factor for population growth lay in the people's willingness to establish families and settle down. To promote marriage among eligible men and women, the imperial court even included marriage rates as part of the evaluation criteria for officials. Local officials were required to regularly report the marital status within their jurisdictions. For newlyweds, the government provided special subsidies. These policy measures sent a clear message to the people. The court supported and encouraged marriage and childbirth. However, the effectiveness of these policies was limited. As society at the time faced a unique issue, a gender imbalance. A large number of eligible men could not find spouses. In the process of post-war social reconstruction, this gender imbalance became even more pronounced. Many families, due to economic hardships, were unwilling or unable to arrange marriages for their children. This situation greatly concerned Emperor Taizong of Tang, Li Shimin. A nation that could not ensure population growth had no future. And a society where many young people were unable to marry was bound to face instability. After conducting in-depth investigations and research, Li Shimin realized that the solution to this problem might lie within his own palace. This realization led him to devise an unprecedented solution. During the Zhenguan era, the imperial palace housed thousands of palace maids, who spent their days in seclusion. Among them, many were already in their 20s or even 30s. Yet due to palace regulations, they could only idly pass their youth within the palace walls. During an inspection of the harem, Li Shimin noticed that this situation not only wasted human resources but also hindered natural population growth. The traditional custom of maintaining a harem of thousands effectively imprisoned many eligible women, depriving them of opportunities for marriage and childbirth. After careful consideration, Li Shimin made a groundbreaking decision, to allow older palace maids to leave the palace and marry. This policy caused a sensation within the palace, as many palace maids saw a newfound hope for freedom. According to the policy, palace maids aged 25 or older could submit applications to leave the palace. Upon approval, they were granted permission to marry, with the court providing a dowry. To ensure the smooth implementation of the policy, Li Shimin instructed the Ministry of Rights to draft specific regulations. The policy stipulated that palace maids leaving the palace would retain their noble status, face no discrimination, and their children would be eligible to participate in the imperial examination. News of the policy quickly spread to the general populace, sparking great interest among eligible bachelors. Educated and refined, the palace maids were seen as ideal marriage partners by unmarried men. Local governments began organizing matchmaking events to connect palace maids with young men in their regions. Wealthy merchants and scholars eagerly participated in these pairings. Historical records reveal that processions of palace maids leaving the palace to marry stretched from the capital to all corners of the empire. They carried court-endowed dowries and embarked on new chapters in their lives, filled with hope for the future. Many of these marriages resulted in happiness and harmony. The grace and skills of the palace maids brought peace and progress to their households, improving the quality of life for many families. Over time, the positive effects of the policy became evident. Most of the palace maids who left the palace married and had children, contributing to the Tang dynasty's population growth. More importantly, this policy showcased Li Shimin's vision and wisdom as a ruler. By breaking free from traditional thinking, he took practical steps to address societal challenges. Among the people, stories of palace maids marrying spread widely. Some recounted tales of love between palace maids and scholars of humble origin, while others described how palace maids introduced courtly culture to the common folk. These stories not only enriched folk literature but also highlighted the profound social impact of the policy. The intermarriage of palace maids and commoners broke rigid hierarchical barriers. The success of the policy also served as a valuable reference for future rulers. Moderately opening the imperial harem and reintegrating palace maids into society proved to be both a rational use of human resources and an effective way to promote social harmony. In the 15th year of the Zhenguan era, Li Shimin ordered a nationwide census. The statistics revealed that within just over a decade, the population had grown to over 3 million households. By the 20th year of the Zhenguan era, the population exceeded 4 million households. This figure indicated that the Tang Empire's population had more than doubled since its founding, demonstrating remarkable recovery and development. The rapid population growth boosted overall productivity. Farmlands were continuously cultivated, grain production steadily increased, craftsmanship flourished, and artisans honed their skills. Commercial activities thrived, markets bustled with trade, and society experienced a vibrant resurgence. Li Shimon's policies were praised by later historians as benevolent governance. They not only addressed the pressing issues of the time but also provided valuable experience and models for future governance. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.